Jacob, can you read this one?
Text analyze. This is an example project showing a program that analyzes a sample file to find what percentage of the text each character occupies. This section shows how a file could be opened and read. The result. Bunch of jibber jabber. This is a sample content for demonstration purposes only.
All right, so go ahead, answer the first question. Fill in the blanks to read the contents of a file using the with statement, with open file name as f text.read. Sandra, can you read this one?
Of course. This part of the program shows a function that counts how many times a character occurs in a string. This function takes as its argument the text of the file and one character, returning the number of times that character appears in the text. Now we can call it for our file. The character R appears 83 times in the file.
Okay, go ahead and answer the question. Why has the character counting code been put in a function so it can be run multiple times? David, can you read this one?
Yep. The next part of the program finds what percentage of the text each character of the alphabet occupies. Let's put it all together and run the program. Run the code to see how it works.
Okay. So this tells you the percentage of what the letters are, or how often the letters are used, or makeup of the total thing. I don't know why you would ever need to do that, but okay. So go ahead and start on the practice and let me know when you're done. Raise your hand when you're done. All right, looks like a lot of you are done. So let me go ahead and so for this one, if you just split the text, if you do text.split, and then you get the len of that and print it, you'll get your answer. Did anybody else do it a different way they want to share? Nope. Okay. Is anybody struggling with that and needs help? If so, unmute and let me know. Okay. What is the purpose of the round function in the code? To reduce the number of digits printed. Okay. Can you slice a tuple? Yes. Go ahead, answer the next question. All right, for the next one, which list slicing reverses the list and the dot dot -1. All right, go ahead, answer the next question. All right, for the next one, what could be described as an immutable list, a tuple? What is returned by functions that don't have a return statement? None type object. Go ahead and answer the last one. Okay, what is the result of this code? 44. Why? Because so this one takes nums and starts at the beginning and goes to 2, so 0, 1, 2, and it gets the smallest one of those. So the smallest one of those is going to be 33 because that's the min, and then this one gets the absolute value of 42, which is, or -42, which is just regular 42, and then they want the max one, which is 44. Hold on. Oh, wait. No, I guess this would only go to 44. And then, and that one is the minimum one. And so then 44 is bigger than 42. So, oh, go ahead and work on the final question and raise your hand once you're done.
Brendan, are we doing the sorry, I got in late. Are we doing the word counter problem right now?
Hold on, I gotta look at which
Or am I
one
ahead?
it is. The longest word one. Do you
I
see-
was on the word counter. Let me get out of that.
Yeah, we're on the longest word. It should be like the end of section project thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me a few minutes. I'll catch up.
Okay. So it seems like a lot of people are struggling with this one. Does anybody have any questions or need guidance or anything? Is there anything you guys are stuck on, just can't figure out or whatnot? Okay. Well, if you do have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, just keep working on it and raise your hand once you're done. All right, seems like a lot of you are done now. Mike, are you still working on it? Or were you trying to get caught up from the other ones?
I just got onto it. I just finished my quiz and all that, and I just was gonna kind of go over this with the class because I started to mess with it, but it's gonna take me quite a while.
Okay. So let's see. Patricia, can you share your screen and show the way you went about it?
Okay.
Huh.
So are you seeing it?
Yeah.
So it took me quite a while. I at first tried just in the bottom print like len and then text split, but it didn't do anything because it kept saying define because it's a list, it can't I guess go into a string, so I have to convert it.
Uh-huh.
So I was working around a lot. So for word and words, if len word is greater than len longest, then longest equals word, and then print longest, and then it finally did it on over here because I had a bunch of tries and I still don't quite really comprehend to 100%.
Well, good. That was great. I went about it a little bit of a different way, but yours actually looks more succinct and elegant, to be perfectly honest. Mine was, oops. There we go. The way I went about it was I took the word, I split it, split the input, and then created a variable for the longest, a variable for the length, and a variable for the iteration. And then I had it do a for loop to go over all the words, and if the length of the longest was, or the length of the current word was longer than the length of what I had set for length right here, then I had it change the length to the len of the current word and the longest, and set the iteration to the longest to iterate. What? I did that backwards. How did that work? Oh, it's just to which iteration it was, longest to which iteration it was, so that I could then call that later. And then it's basically the same as doing like a while loop, a plus equals 1. But like I said, yours did the same thing, but with less lines of code, so that's better. Did anybody else do it a different way than either me or Patricia?
Yeah, I did it a different way.
Okay, can you mind doing share screen so we can see the way you did?
Yep. All right, I used the max functions optional parameter key or the optional argument, because then you can actually force it to use the length of each word in the word list instead of alphabetically.
Oh, cool. Where did you learn that?
This one I learned, I think it was in Sololearn Python Intermediate course.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. That's an even more succinct way of doing it. So
Yeah.
good stuff. All right. Anybody else do it a different way? No. Okay. Well, then going on. Mike, can you read this one?
Functional programming. Functional programming is a style of programming that, as the name suggests, is based around functions. A key part of functional programming is higher order functions. We have seen this idea briefly in the previous lesson on functions as objects. Higher order functions take other functions as argument or return them as results. The function apply twice takes another function as its argument and calls it twice inside its body. Oof.
So basically, you can use other functions in your function. So with this one, apply twice, we're passing in. So we have this one, we know we're going to be passing in a function, and we know we're going to be passing in an argument, and then we're going to be using that function and the argument, and then taking the result of that and doing the function again, right? So we're using add twice or apply twice, because before you have to define both functions before you can use them. So we're taking apply twice, doing add 5 and having it 10. So now if we like visualize this, right? So we've got our add 5, we're passing in the function. So first it's going to be calling this function add 5. So it's going to take our variable x that's passed into it and add 10, right? So now we're left with 15 in here, and then it's going to do it again, but now the argument is going to be the answer to our function, right? So we've got 15, and it's calling this function add 5, so it's going to add up 20. Any questions on that? Basically, long story short, they kind of made this a tricky looking one you had to follow, but long story short, you can use functions in other functions. Any questions there? Nope. Okay.
Brandon, real quick,
Yeah.
not necessarily on that one, you don't have to go back to it, but I hear this term used all the time. You're passing in this, passing in that. I mean, I kind of get the idea of it, but can you just show me on this example, when you say passing in, like what part, are those just the arguments within parentheses that we're passing? I'm not sure what people mean when they say passing.
Yeah, so like passing in, so it's basically, all right, you're creating, let's just, instead of being all confusing with this one, this apply twice crap, let's just stick to just the add 5 one. So with just the add 5 one, we're passing this value into this argument, right? I don't really know why we call it passing. I don't know, like you passing it the ball, like, hey, here, take this. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, you know, we're passing this 10 into there is X to be used. Is that's I don't know.
And
It's,
then the line below that is what we'll be doing with that past information.
right. Like, yeah, we're saying, okay, this variable is going to equal this amount is basically, long story short, what we're saying.
Okay.
Is that cleared up with the passing into it? It's just you're assigning the value to the variable is basically all you're doing when we say passing in.
Okay, that works. Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead and answer the next question. All right, what is the output of this code? So we've got we're defining this function test, and this function test is going to take two parameters. One parameter is going to be a function that we pass into it and an argument. And then, so we pass in this function and this argument here. So multiply goes here and 2 goes here, right? So first it's going to take 2 and we get we're passing our arg, so it's going to do this. So it's going to be 2 times 2, right? And then so we get 4. So we've got 4 here, and then it's going to do it again. So it's going to get, hold on, I'm missing one. Okay, so you get 2 times 2, you get 4. And so the answer to this one should be 4, but then it does it again. It passes it. Oh, duh, 4 times 4. Stupid. I was like, 2 times 4 isn't, but no. So then you get 4 times 4, and that's how you get 16. So there you go. Okay. Uh, Brian, can you read this one?
Pure functions. Functional programming seeks to use pure functions. Pure functions have no side effects and return a value that depends only on their arguments. This is how functions in math work. For example, the cost will, for the same value of x, always return the same result. Below are examples of pure and impure functions. Pure function, example there, impure functions. The function above is not pure because it has changed the state of some list.
Okay. So go ahead, answer the next one. So long story short with this, if it just returns you result, then it's a pure function. if it's affecting the code outside. So like this one, it's altering some list, so it's affecting the code on the outside, then it's impure. Is this a pure function? Well, it doesn't alter the code on the outside, so yes, it is. Like it doesn't change lists or anything like that. Samantha, can you read this one? Oh wait, did I call? No, I didn't.
Pure functions. Using pure functions has both advantages and disadvantages. Pure functions are easier to reason about and test, more efficient. Once the function has been evaluated for an input, the result can be stored and referred to the next time the function of that input is needed. Reducing the number of times the function is called. This is called memoization. Easier to run in parallel. The main disadvantage of using only pure functions is that they are majorly complicate the otherwise simple task of I/O. Since this appears to inherently require side effects, they also can be more difficult to write in some situations.
I don't care what they say. If you want to use impure functions, you can use them. It's totally fine. Okay, answer the next question. All right. So which of these is not an advantage of using pure functions? They are easier to write. That is a good place to end for the day. But go ahead and practice all the things we just did today. Go ahead and use them in your test page on your resume project in the part where you'd put Python. Is anybody unclear where you run Python code in your Visual Studio? If so,
Do you mean just like the ability to run and test and look at our code as we do it?
right? Is anybody unsure like where you should put like Python code for that?
No, I'm good.
Put it on the sidebar for Python.
What
That's
was
the way
that?
to do it. On the sidebar on the left with static. Is that where you do it?
No. You do it in like your like main.py under the, like can you pull I'll just show you, Tim. Would you mind pulling up your Visual Studio?
Sure. My computer's been slow all day. That's why it took me, I was late.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, since yesterday afternoon, it's been very slow, but I've been doing things since 10, since yesterday. We got our class at 5 or whatever it is. And I've been on it since 10.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, trying to hook it up.
Okay, so go ahead and go to your main.py.
All right. This is the main.py here, and then the Python is right here.
Oh, well, so each of the files that end in py are Python files.
Okay.
So go ahead and click in the main.py.
Okay.
So since it's a Python file, technically anywhere in this file you could write Python code, right? Except we want to be able to actually see the result of the code. like on an actual web page, like you would. Oh, I'm getting like feedback. Okay, it went away.
Yeah, that was my screen.
Oh, no worries. So you actually want to be able to like see what you are writing. So go ahead and click on line 34. And hit tab. Hit tab 2 more times. Okay, so like right here is where you would write it, because it's past your it's in that class section for the main page, right? And then it's tabbed over correctly for your be in your client context and everything for the database and all that. So like right here, if you wrote Python code and then did self-response.write as opposed to doing print, then it's going to appear on your page. So like let's do a quick just do I equals 0, and then go to the next line and then hit enter. And then while, and then in parentheses, I less than
Quotes?
10.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, because we're actually referencing the variable. So I less than 10. And then colon at the end of the line. No, at the end of the line, like past the parentheses.
Yeah.
And then just hit enter. And just type self-response.write. No, self.response.write.
All right.
Okay, and then parentheses. And yeah, perfect. And actually hit
You want a space?
delete. We don't need the quotes. So delete the quotes and type str for string, and then put parentheses, and then put I, and then outside those parentheses, but in the other parentheses. So like just click to the right one. Yeah, perfect. Add a plus sign, and then put quotes, and then put a break tag there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do I need a closing break? There's no closing break.
No, that's good. But actually we need, let's put your HTML1 and 2. So go to line 39 and highlight lines 39 down until we get HTML1 and 2 all highlighted. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then cut that, Control X.
I didn't know Control X. I was used to that.
And then go to line 25 and paste it there. So now we'll be able to use the HTML1 and 2. So go ahead and change line 54, change it from home page to get rid of the quotes and just put HTML1. And then highlight or copy line 54. And then put that on line, put it on line 59. Except one tab to the left. So yeah, hit delete once or backspace. Yeah. Okay. And then change the 1 to a 2. So now if you run that, I mean, all it's going to do is print 1 to 9 or 0 to 9. Oh wait, we didn't even do plus equals. Go. So click to the end of 58 and hit enter. and do I plus equals 1. Because if not, you get an infinite loop. Yeah, there you go. So I mean, all it's going to do is like print that, but it's just the example of like here you can put a while loop, which is just like Python code, and then display it by doing the self response dot write, displaying the answer. So anyway, that's like where you would put your Python code is
On this main page right here from 61 down?
Well, no, you'd want it in between your HTML1 and 2. That way it's got like, it's building the structure of your, because all you're doing by doing the self-response.write HTML1 and 2 is putting like your basic HTML document there, and then you're just typing inside the body. You know what I mean?
In here, right? I'm putting like
Well,
my body put here.
On line 37, because we're using HTML1, not HTML home.
Okay.
HTML home's different.
All right. So, okay, I see right here. On line 40, I would put something there.
Well, yeah, if you needed to add something to the head, sure.
And what about this body and this closing body with HTML2 here? Is that all right?
Well, that's the whole purpose of the HTML1 and 2 is so that you're like sandwiching together instead of having to write all that stuff each time, instead of having to write, doc type HTML, head, body, and then putting all the stuff. It's just saving you the time, right? So that you can just put self-response.write HTML1, and that's all you have to do instead of doing all that stuff. And then and you're still using an HTML document. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was trying to do something last night and got stuck with this red stuff here. And it was here. I was trying to put an image in my footer.
Well, you're in a CSS file and you're trying to put a tag. You don't put tags in CSS files. You just put like the CSS way of doing it. So like for example, you did it right, like with your background image. So delete that out of delete line 63. Yeah.
I did both of them and I didn't know which one would be it.
So you did background image, and you set it should be URL. So put URL in front of that.
In the parentheses?
Yeah, URL and then parentheses. And then perfect. And then that should work.
Right here?
Yeah, so then save that. So now when you run all the stuff to run your Visual Studio, that should be good to go.
Okay. And then test 4, I think it's main.py. I want to put an image in test 4. Where would I put the image at? In the forms?
So this is where you would just put regular HTML. So since you've got your HTML1 and 2 there, you've got like a HTML document. So if you just wanted to put an image, you would just throw an image tag anywhere in there. It's just not in CSS files that you would put an image tag, because that's just for CSS, not tags and HTML stuff.
Yeah. All right. I think I deleted it. I gotta do it. That one I deleted, the one with the tags. That's the one I think I needed. I don't think I have it again.
Oh, well, you can. Well, a quick way is like whatever image you're trying to insert. Go to the which image are you trying to insert?
This one.
Oh, okay. So right click on that.
I think it's that one. Right click where on the main.py?
No, on the background 3.
Okay.
Oh wait, first thing you're gonna have to do though is get rid of the space between background and 3.
Okay. Rename it.
Yeah.
When it's without the space. Oh no. Yeah, it was that
because
way.
if not, it's gonna add like a %20 or whatever. And it's gonna be an issue. So it's just easier to just get rid of spaces and either put underscores, or just do it camel case, which is like the first letter of each one word is capitalized. But anyway, so right click on the background image 3. Well, no, right click it.
Right click it. I'm right clicking. I got cut, copy,
No,
paste.
where you clicked to open it.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
right click.
right click there. Yeah, and then do copy relative path.
Copy relative path.
Yeah, and that's going to save you having to type all that stuff out. So now all you got to do is add an image tag. So just go ahead and click in line 116.
Well, let's do it test 5 because test 4 I want to do the. I got another picture of another building, but I gotta get it from my email real quick. Just do it test 5, then I just.
Oh,
Well,
okay. Well, then click to line 160.
160. Okay, someone right here, right? And one between underneath the form. So if I was to do it in test 4, it would
Yeah,
be
if you
underneath.
want it. Yeah, if you want it underneath, then now just create an image tag. Well, no, don't paste it yet.
Okay.
First you have to create an image tag. Yeah. And then yeah,
Is it in
and
parentheses? I mean,
yeah,
quotations?
well, yeah, it's in the any tag's gonna be in that greater than, less than, like, thing. So yeah, add another quotes, and then add your greater than, less than stuff for the tag.
I can't remember it. Check it
It's
out.
just greater than, less than. So like it's on it, like shift in your comma and shift in your period. Yeah, like that. Except you need the just the closing one there, and then the opening one at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Okay. So the other way around, read like this way?
Yeah, just that, and then and then before the IMG, we'll delete
Okay.
that, and then yeah, before the IMG, put the opening one. Yeah, good. And now click in between there and paste that, and you'll be good to go. Yeah. All
Do I
right.
type it or leave it here?
It doesn't matter, because HTML document, like it's easier to read if you have it all tabbed over, right? But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect it like Python does and stuff like that. So, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did anybody else have any questions? Oh, I got to do stop recording. I will be right back.